Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. It's weekly tax tip time. Yes. I'm multitasking today. Me and my helmet hair. Somebody needs a haircut. Lori, if you're watching this, book me, would you? Lori's my hair expert. Yes. But so this week, let's talk about why I love rental real estate. Okay, so here's the big thing, is that one is if you buy a piece of property, okay, you're going to have certain expenses in keeping that up. You know you're going to have property tax. And you can't get around that. Anywhere you live in this country, probably the whole world, you're going to have some kind of property tax. But, okay, sorry, I froze there for a second. But let's talk about my area in particular is going to be pretty similar to much of the country. I'm kind of semi-urban, is what I call this, as opposed to suburban. Colorado Springs is kind of laid out in such a way that there are little urban patches, shopping centers, and then you turn a corner and you've got houses. So it's kind of suburbia, but not really. And the thing of it is a lot of people like it. And because of that, a lot of people move here, and the property values keep going up. So that's point one, purchasing rental real estate, is you have what is probably going to be an appreciable asset. Now, I got no crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen in 5 years. Only God knows that stuff. Not me, not you. But it's pretty safe bet. It's kind of like the S&P has gone up, I think, all but 7 years out of the last 90 or something like that. I don't know if that's right. No, I'm sure it's wrong. Actually, it's probably more like 13, 15. But the thing is, it goes up more and it goes down, and so does housing. And if interest rates go up, people figure out other ways to buy houses because people constantly need them. So rental real estate is, let us say, for purposes of this discussion, an appreciable asset. In other words, the value is going to go up. When you turn around to sell it, you're most likely going to make some money. I'll talk about how you can defer taxes on that sale in a second here, but the other big thing is if you purchase a property and it is not your primary residence and you rent it out to somebody at least 15 days out of a tax year, you get to write it off as a depreciable asset. That depreciation life is 27 and a half years. Now, that's kind of a good deal. I'm living in a house that's 45 years old, and there are houses over on the west side where I used to live that are over 100. So the houses last that long, but as a depreciable asset, houses are 27 and a half years. Now, what does that mean? For one thing, it's a straight line depreciation. So if you have a $200,000 house, you divide that by 27 and a half. It's probably going to be a little under 3,000. No, excuse me, a little under. Hang on, I'm trying to do math in my head. It's going to be somewhere around $7,000. If you multiply that by 25, I'm sorry, I don't have a calculator in front of me. But somebody divide 200,000 by 27 and a half. That's what you get to write off. And the thing is that is not out-of-pocket money for you. So what does that do? What that does is it reduces the amount of net income you are reporting, and hence it reduces your tax. So that's kind of a big deal. Let's say that you're renting a place for $2,000 a month. It's in a pretty sweet part of town, not super swanky, but nice place, 2-car garage, so your renters don't have to get hail damage on their cars. $2,000 a month's pretty reasonable for that, right? So that's $24,000 a year. Now, if you're writing off over $7,000 depreciation alone, probably another $1,000 to $1,500 in property tax, and then any other expense you have of fixing that thing up. Also, if you remodel, you can write that off over the 27 and a half years, but the little things that go in there that last less time, you write off at a much quicker life. I'll give you an example. Roofing is 15 years. Major appliances, water heaters, that kind of thing, 7 years. What's the big deal with that, Eric? Well, I'll tell you. If you write something off in a shorter life, you get to write off more of it each year until you've used it up down to zero. So all these things basically reduce the amount of tax you pay. So by the time you take that $24,000 you made and you drop a good $10,000 off it, you're only paying tax on about $10,000 to $14,000. But if you have any other expenses at all, it goes down even further. I would say about half of my rental real estate tax returns actually show passive loss, despite the fact that they are taking in rental income. So that's why I love rental real estate. 27.5-year life. If you cost segregate some of your expenses, then you can write it off even faster and take off more money. And the little things that you use up in the same year, like the nails and the screws and all that crap, paint, landscaping, all those things are same year expenses, by the way. So yeah, if you spend a couple $3,000 on painting the house, you write the whole thing off. Okay, landscaping, same thing. Why? You cannot depreciate land. Okay, land does not have a recognizable useful life because it's basically going to last as long as the universe does. So isn't that great? I don't see anybody with any questions, so I'm going to go for now. I'm in the middle of my bike ride and I'm trying to multitask and do two things at once. So also I forgot to take a drink of water before I pulled over, so I'm going to go for now. If you're watching this in replay, give us a like, share it if you want to, and ask questions. I get notified and I'll answer them for you. Okay, so have a great weekend. Happy August, everybody. Do something randomly kind for somebody, and have a beautiful day. Thank you.